Close your eyes for just a second. Picture this. You reach for your cup of coffee in the morning, but your grip slips. You try to get up from the couch, but your legs feel weak and shaky. You haven't changed your routine. You haven't skipped meals, but your body is just not keeping up anymore. Now, here's the scary part. What if the nuts sitting in your pantry, the ones you've been snacking on for years, are part of the problem? In this video, I'll walk you through 6 nuts that can support your strength, heart, and memory, and 6 that could be quietly working against you, especially if you're over 60. So don't go anywhere, hit like or share this video with someone you care about. And if you haven't yet, tap that subscribe button for more real senior health tips right here on Healthcase. Number 1. Brazil nuts. Hey, can we take a moment to look at what actually happens before you take that first bite? Brazil nuts don't look dangerous. You'll see them in bulk bins at the grocery store, sold by weight, often with no clear labeling, no packing date, no country of origin listed. That's where the real risk lies. These nuts come from tropical forests and are often shipped long distances in warm, humid containers. During transit, if they're not stored properly, that heat and humidity can cause spoilage, leading to the growth of harmful substances right on the surface of the nut. You won't smell it, you won't see it, but for people over 60, especially those with weaker immune systems or chronic liver problems, it can silently cause real damage. According to research published by food safety agencies, contamination in Brazil nuts is a known problem, especially in nuts that are sold loose or not stored properly. And once those toxins build up, your body pays the price. One of the most overlooked senior health tips? Always choose nuts that are clearly labeled, vacuum sealed, and from trusted sources. The danger isn't just what's in the nut, but what's growing on it before it reaches your kitchen. So next time you grab a handful of nuts from an open bin, stop for a moment. Ask yourself, do I know where these nuts came from? If you thought Brazil nuts were the only quiet threat, wait till you hear what makes macadamias just as sneaky, especially for seniors. Number 2. Macadamia nuts. Hey, let's take a closer look at where your snacks come from. Macadamia nuts are often imported in bulk, packaged months in advance, and shipped in long-distance containers without temperature control. That rich, nutty flavor you love? It also makes these nuts one of the most susceptible to spoilage when exposed to heat and air. When macadamia nuts sit on store shelves for too long, or worse, in open containers at the market, they begin to break down. The fats inside oxidize quickly, especially if they're roasted in oil and left exposed. They may still smell fine. They may even taste sweet. But the damage has already begun. For older adults, consuming spoiled or improperly stored nuts can silently lead to digestive problems, inflammation, and unwanted weight gain due to rancid fats. You won't know what's causing your bloating, fatigue, or skin breakouts because no one would think of something so innocuous. That's why one of the best senior health tips is to skip nuts that come from unlabeled bins, undated clear plastic bags, or poorly ventilated stores. Macadamia nuts in particular need to be vacuum sealed, refrigerated, and eaten quickly. Otherwise, you're not snacking, you're gambling with your health. Ever tossed a bag of nuts into your cart without thinking twice about the label or where it came from? Type 2 below. We've all done it. Number 3. Peanuts. Hey, do you have a bag of peanuts in your pantry? They're cheap, easy to snack on, and they show up in everything from trail mix to granola bars. But if you're over 60, here's what you should know. It's not always the peanuts themselves that are the problem. It's where they've been and how long they've been there. Peanuts are often stored in bulk, packaged months before they're sold. If they're kept in warm, humid warehouses or even just a sunny pantry, they can go bad very quickly. And here's the worst part. You won't always see or smell anything unusual. But inside that shell or bag, harmful growth can start to form, especially on peanuts that aren't sealed tightly or bought from discount bins that don't have a clear packaging date. For seniors with compromised immune systems, even a small amount of spoilage can lead to fatigue, stomach problems, or worse. And if you already have liver or kidney problems, that kind of exposure is a bigger risk than most people realize. One of the most overlooked senior health tips is to avoid nuts that have been stored in warm or humid conditions, even if they look perfectly normal. Always choose vacuum-sealed, date-stamped bags from trusted brands, and once you open the bag, store it in the refrigerator, not on the counter. Peanuts may sit quietly in your pantry, but pine nuts can leave a mark in your mouth long after the snack is gone. Let's keep going. Number 4. Pine nuts. Hey, have you ever had a weird taste in your mouth after eating something greasy? You might ignore it, but if you've ever eaten pine nuts, that lingering bitter or metallic taste isn't just your imagination. It's a real reaction, and it can last for days. Here's the thing, pine nuts are incredibly sensitive to how they're harvested, stored, and processed. Many pine nuts sold in the US are imported from overseas, often packaged in bulk, stored without temperature control, and exposed to light or heat for weeks before they reach your kitchen. Under those conditions, the fats inside the nuts begin to break down, and when you eat them, your taste buds can go haywire, a condition sometimes called pine nut mouth. For older adults, this can be more than just an annoyance. Taste changes can affect your appetite, nutrition, and even your mental health. Imagine trying to enjoy your favorite food, but everything tastes strange. Not only is that frustrating, but it can be dangerous if it leads to skipping meals or unintentional weight loss. That's why one of the most practical senior health tips is to be cautious with nuts that leave a strange taste after eating. Your body may be trying to warn you. Pine nuts should always be fresh, refrigerated, and eaten quickly after opening. If that bitter metallic taste after snacking ever caught you off guard, drop a 4 in the comments. You're not the only one. Number 5. Chestnuts. Hello, let's talk about something that seems harmless because it's soft and starchy. Chestnuts aren't like other nuts. They're low in fat, high in carbohydrates, and are usually boiled or roasted before eating. But here's the problem. Their soft texture makes them prone to spoiling very quickly. Unlike dry, crunchy nuts, chestnuts retain moisture, and moisture is the perfect environment for spoilage if they're not stored properly. If they're kept at room temperature, exposed to air, or sold in packaging without a clear expiration date, chestnuts can spoil quickly, even before you notice a change in smell or texture. Now for seniors, especially those who are monitoring their blood sugar, this becomes serious. Not only can spoiled chestnuts cause digestive upset, but their high carbohydrate content, combined with the possibility of spoilage, can leave you feeling tired, lightheaded, or even cause an unexpected spike in your blood sugar. And here's the kicker. Many chestnuts sold in bulk or in holiday gift packages are often not refrigerated at all. It may seem festive, but the risks are real. One of the most overlooked senior health tips is to skip chestnuts. Unless they're clearly labeled, refrigerated, and eaten within a few days. Always check for softness, mold, or an odd smell. If in doubt, throw them out. Chestnuts might spoil without warning, but acorns take it a step further if you're not careful with where they come from. Stay with me. Number 6. Acorns. Hey, have you ever come across those natural recipes that suggest using acorns in baking or as a coffee substitute? They may seem rustic and old-fashioned, but for seniors, this is one nut you should definitely leave in the woods. Acorns are not a ready-to-eat food. In fact, raw acorns naturally contain bitter compounds that must be removed through special processing, such as boiling and rinsing multiple times, a method called, refining. But here's the problem. Many homemade recipes skip this step or don't do it properly. And if you buy acorn flour or snacks online, there's often no way to verify how they've been processed. It's a risky business for anyone, but especially for seniors. Improperly processed acorns can cause nausea, stomach upset, or worse, kidney stress and long-term damage. And with the online marketplace flooded with homemade, unlabeled, or imported acorn products, it's harder than ever to know which ones are safe. One of the smartest senior health tips is to avoid natural foods that require processing unless you're completely confident in the source. Acorns may seem simple and harmless, but if not handled properly, they simply don't belong in your kitchen. Tried or almost tried one of those acorn recipes you saw online? Let me know with a quick 6 below. So yeah, those wild acorn recipes might feel fun and nostalgic, but for seniors, it's just not worth the risk. And honestly, when you look back at the rest of the list, there's a pattern. It's not that nuts are bad, it's the way they're handled. Peanuts that sat too long on a warm shelf. Macadamias sold in open-air bins with no label. Brazil nuts packed with invisible risks if you don't stick to just one or two. Pine nuts leaving a strange taste behind. Chestnuts that spoil before you even notice. They don't scream danger, but over time, they chip away at your health without you knowing. That's why being a little more selective, a little more cautious, can go a long way, especially if you're over 60. But here's the good news. Not all nuts are bad. In fact, some can do wonders for your heart, your brain, even your joints, if you pick the right ones and store them well. Let's walk through 6 of the best nuts you should be eating, especially if you're over 60. Number 7. Walnuts. Hey, has this ever happened to you? You walk into a room and completely forget why, or you're telling a story and suddenly the next word just disappears. That's normal, but as we get older, those little mental hiccups seem a little more frustrating, right? That's where walnuts come in. These little brain-shaped nuts are packed with natural compounds that support memory and cognitive function. They've been studied for their ability to help reduce inflammation in the brain and protect against age decline. And the best part? You don't need much, just a handful, a few times a week can make a real difference. What makes walnuts so powerful isn't just what's inside them, it's how well they hold up over time. When stored properly, in a cool, dry place or in the fridge, they stay fresh for months. That means they're not only good for your brain, but they're also less likely to go rancid or spoil than softer, oilier nuts. That's why one of the best senior health tips is to incorporate walnuts into your weekly routine. Add them to your oatmeal, sprinkle them on your salad, or simply eat a few in the afternoon. If walnuts give your brain a gentle boost, almonds step in to support your bones. Small snack, big difference. Number 8. Almonds. Hey, have your nails been feeling a little brittle lately? Or maybe your lower back hurts from standing for too long? These may seem like everyday annoyances, but they're also gentle signs that your bones and joints could use a little support. That's where almonds come in. These crunchy snacks are packed with nutrients that help keep bones strong and reduce inflammation, which is especially important as we age. Just 1 ounce, about 28 grams, gives you a dose of calcium, magnesium, and natural vitamin E, all of which work quietly to support your body's structure from the inside out. And here's the other lovely thing. Almonds are easy to find, keep well in an airtight container, and rarely go bad if kept in a cool place. Unlike some nuts that quickly turn bitter, almonds retain their crunch and clean flavor for weeks. It's no surprise that one of the most recommended senior health tips is to include almonds in your daily snacking routine. Just a handful between meals can help protect bones and soothe inflammation, all without the sugar or salt often found in processed snacks. Already a fan of almonds? Or maybe you're adding them to your grocery list this week. Either way, leave a quick 8 to let me know. Number 9. Pistachios. Hey, do your eyes ever feel a little dry or tired in the afternoon? Maybe you find it harder to read small print in the newspaper, or you squint when you look at your phone. It's subtle, but as you age, your vision needs a little extra help. That's where pistachios come in. These bright green nuts are packed with natural plant pigments that help protect your eyes, especially lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients act like sunglasses on the inside, filtering out blue light and reducing the risk of age vision problems. But that's not all. Pistachios also support healthy blood flow, which helps your eyes and brain get the oxygen they need. Plus, they're lower in calories than most other nuts, and their shells naturally slow you down, so you snack more mindfully. And the best part? They're easy to chew, even for those with sensitive teeth, and they stay fresh if stored in a cool, dry place. That's why pistachios are one of the most underrated senior health tips when it comes to protecting your eyesight. Just about an ounce a few times a week can quietly support your vision without the need for expensive pills or eye drops. Pistachios help your eyes see clearer, and pecans, they quietly ease what you feel in your joints. Let's keep going. Number 10. Pecans. Hey, do your joints ever feel a little stiff in the morning? Not painful enough to stop you, but enough to slow you down or make you hesitate before climbing the stairs. That dull ache is often your body's way of telling you there's some inflammation going on. It may not be visible, but it's there, quietly making your days harder. The pecans can help. These fatty, sweet nuts are packed with natural antioxidants, compounds that help your body fight inflammation and oxidative stress. Think of them as a soft, soothing shield from the inside. They're also packed with heart-healthy fats that support circulation, which means better blood flow to your joints, muscles, and even your brain. And when stored properly in an airtight container, away from heat, pecans stay fresh without going bitter. That's why pecans are one of the top senior health tips when it comes to naturally reducing inflammation. Add a few to your morning oatmeal or toss them into a green salad. They're not only delicious, they're also doing you a favor. Joints feeling a little stiff lately? No shame in that. Hit 10 below if you're ready to give them something gentler. Number 11. Hazelnuts. Hey, do your hands ever feel a little tingly for no reason? Maybe a little numbness in your fingers when you hold a cup, or your heartbeat feels a little irregular when it's easy to ignore. But little signs like this could be your body's way of saying, hey, I need a little help. Hazelnuts could be exactly what you're missing. These little round powerhouses are rich in vitamin E and B vitamins, nutrients that help protect your nerves and keep your heart rate steady. They support blood flow, reduce oxidative stress, and gently care for the parts of your body that work silently. Even better, hazelnuts stay fresher than many other nuts when stored properly. Just keep them airtight and cool, and they'll retain their sweet, nutty flavor for weeks. That's why hazelnuts are one of the best-kept senior health tips when it comes to supporting your nerves and heart. A handful every few days can give your body a little extra cushioning where it needs it most. Hazelnuts protect your heart and nerves, but if chewing is a challenge, cashews make it easy to stay nourished without the struggle. Number 12. Cashews. Hey, do you ever skip snacks because they're too hard to chew? You're not alone. As we age, crunchy foods can feel like more of a hassle than a treat. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on nutrition or flavor. Cashews are the softest of the nut families, but don't let that fool you. They're packed with heart-healthy fats, magnesium, and iron. They help support your energy levels, circulation, and overall cardiovascular health, all without putting pressure on your jaw or gums. They're also gentle on the stomach, making them a smart choice if you have trouble digesting other nuts. Whether you add them to smoothies, stir-fries, or just snack on a handful, cashews pack both comfort and strength in every bite. That's why cashews are one of the most practical senior health tips, gentle on your teeth, but powerful for your heart. If you're all about snacks that don't fight your teeth or your gut, just type 12. That one's for the cashew crew. So yeah, if you've been looking for something soft, nourishing, and easy on your system, cashews are a quiet little win. And when you think about it, that's kind of the theme here. Walnuts, to keep your memory sharp. Almonds, to support your bones. Pistachios, lending a hand to your eyes. Pecans, easing the pressure from inside out. Hazelnuts, helping your nerves and heartbeat stay steady. And of course, cashews, comforting, simple, and just right for everyday strength. It's not about doing anything extreme, just a handful here, a sprinkle there, little choices that quietly work in your favor. Hey, can we talk about something most people overlook? It's not just the type of nut that matters, it's where it's been and how it's been stored. You see, even the best nuts can turn bad if they've been sitting too long in a warm store, scooped from a bin, or tossed in a bag with no label. Bulk bins might look fresh, but if you don't know how long they've been out, or whether that scoop gets cleaned, that healthy snack may be carrying more than you bargained for. And at home, it's the same thing. Leaving nuts in the pantry, especially in warmer climates, lets air, light, and humidity creep in. That's when the flavor changes, the texture shifts, and the risks begin to rise. The easiest fix? Store your nuts in the fridge or freezer, seal them tight. Skip the scoop bins and go for vacuum-sealed or clearly dated packages from trusted brands. It's a tiny habit, but one that keeps your food safe longer and your health better protected. Because the truth is, good nuts go bad faster than we think, and at our age, it's just not worth guessing. And hey, sometimes it's not about cutting things out. Sometimes it's just about being a little smarter about what you choose and where they come from. Like we just said, store your nuts properly, buy from trusted sources, and know which ones to lean on for strength and which ones to skip. Make even a few of these changes now, and your body will thank you later. You'll move easier, think clearer, feel more in control without doing anything drastic. Because at the end of the day, the message is simple. The right nuts can support your health as you age, but the wrong ones, they can work against you, in secret. So take care of yourself, schedule a checkup, stay hydrated, and if this helps you, share it with someone you care about. Like, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical, helpful guides right here at Healthcase.